today's the day for the next leg of the adventure. I just said goodbye to Miss Daisy, the best crew I've ever had here at the Cape Canaveral Yacht Club. She just left this morning. The 180-mile Gulf Stream crossing was Miss Daisy's last sail aboard WildChild. Last night, with lots of rum, we had her graduation ceremony where she graduated from baby crew to full-on proper sailing crew. Miss Daisy is now registered in Neptune's Book of the Deep. She's one of us now. She's a true sailor. The 2 months I spent sailing with Sister Daisy was the best sailing of my life. She made sailing fun and easy again. I'm really gonna miss this girl. Saying goodbye was so very hard and I cried like a little baby. But it's time for her to move on, return to her wonderful life back home in England. I really miss you, Daisy. My friend Rick has flown in to help me continue with the next jumps. The wind is nothing today. There's a high pressure system sitting over us. So I'm going to be bobbing out there when I leave this afternoon. I'm not sure how far we'll make it or how far we'll go. But I guess we'll find out together, right? The Port Canaveral Yacht Club has been a splendid place for WildChild to repair, rest, and recuperate. But it's time to continue the journey. 2,700 more miles to get me home. We gotta go. Every long journey needs to continue one step at a time. I just need to keep moving forward, closer to home. Okay guys, it's time to go sailing. Teddy and I have been doing a weather analysis, and this is a very iffy jump, because if we were at anchor I would not be leaving today, but I'm at a yacht club and it costs a lot of money every day to be here, so there's no wind. We're going sailing in no wind. I looked at 5 different weather model forecasting systems. 2 of them say no wind at all, 2 of them say some wind, and 1 of them says dead flat calm. So which weather model do we believe? WildChild's a really fast girl. We only need 6 knots of wind and I can do 4. 7 knots of wind I can do 5. WildChild's very efficient. It's been lovely here at the Port Canaveral Yacht Club, but it's time to go sailing. You know, I don't actually have any idea how I'm going to make it out of this slip. The 2 pillars that you see behind me are almost barely wider than WildChild is wide. I've only got 6 inches to spare on either side. I have no bow thruster and no dock to hold on to. I have no way to control my bow. When you put WildChild in reverse, she doesn't steer for shit. How on earth am I gonna do this? Oh Lord, I'm falling apart. I'm going sailing without Miss Daisy. It scares me and I don't know how to do it. I already missed that girl. I'm on her back. The 2 of us were such a powerful team. Without her, I feel anxious, lost, lonely, and afraid. It's a nasty ocean out there, and without my teammate, how am I supposed to do this? I did it. Well, there we go. I did it, and it was hardly a monkey show at all. But you can see I had help from my friend Captain Bill. Went out smooth as can be. It's almost like I know what I'm doing sometimes, despite my lack of self-confidence. Let's go sailing. Ready to go sailing, Rick?
Yes, ready, Lexi.
Bye, Port Canaveral Yacht Club. We love you. You were so kind to us. Thank you. And now we're going out there. Oh Lord, how am I supposed to sail without Daisy? Sailing without my first mate is like sailing without my right hand. You can see Wildchild's got a lot more wind than any of the forecast models predicted. It was supposed to be between 0 and maybe 5 knots going down to 0. We've got 8 knots. We're moving at 4 and we're close hauled on a starboard tack. Full sails, because you know, Wildchild's a real fast girl. She moves really well in light winds. What I don't know is coming is that these winds are merely thermal winds. When that sun sets, we will be completely becalmed, adrift near the shallows with a disabled engine. Sailing without Miss Daisy is actually more emotionally difficult than I anticipated. We're such a great team, and I loved having that girl on the boat. With the two of us, there was nothing we couldn't conquer. But the good news is, I'm not sailing alone. I've got my friend Rick here helping me out. So at least I'm not alone on the ocean. We're going to be okay. Mother Nature's all calm and we have twice the wind that was forecast, which is good. It's in our favor. Once we get out around the point, we can bear off and go beam reach to broad reach, and then we'll start really moving much faster. I know that you guys think sailing is really exciting, but I'm bored. This is all I do. I spend my entire life just sitting here watching the water go by. But only 2,700 more miles to home, 1 mile at a time. Well, this is part of sailing, highs and lows. I'm trying to get around the shallows at the point of Cape Canaveral, so I'm constrained. I can't fall off the wind anymore, and then I lose the wind. So I'm sailing tight to the wind, trying to tack my way out past the shallows, and I lose the wind. Okay, I'm only 2 miles. Oh, the autopilot just lost it. I know. Sorry, the autopilot alarm went off because with no wind we're drifting sideways. It was steering and couldn't correct, so the autopilot can't steer anymore. We're basically adrift. So we ran the engine for about an hour and a half to come out the 3.5 miles out of the Port Canaveral, and it was doing fine. But I went to go check the coolant and noticed that it was the shredding thing from the timing belt was really bad. There's a lot of dust there. I'll try to show you. Then I examined more closely, and the timing belt is shredding itself faster than ever, so I can't use my engine. So I'm trapped, becalmed, offshore with the brand new timing belt that I just changed that's shredding itself. So now, offshore in the dark, I have to try to repair this thing. It's so fucking frustrating. And I paid a mechanic to help me do this. But if you look, it's quite a bit of shredding for a new belt. And if you look in here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is timing belt right here. It's shredding even worse than ever on that broken part of that pulley. It's shredding really badly. I have to pull it apart and try to fix it right now. And I don't want to pull it apart and fix it right now offshore, but I gotta do something because that timing belt is going to fray itself to death really fast. The brand new timing belt is shredding already. This is all shred just from running it for an hour. At this rate, I will lose my engine. It has something to do with this, or something's not aligning it, and I'm not sure why the belt wants to walk forward. But I need to convince it to not walk forward. Okie dokie. I know y'all are gonna think I'm crazy, but since the lip of this pulley had a chip missing, and it was letting the timing belt slip out, and it was slicing it, I'm trying to rebuild the wall with fiberglass. So what I did is I put a screw, I threaded a screw into the block so the fiberglass would have something to grab onto. And then I used a very hot mix, and I fiberglassed in the edge here, and now I'm going to trim off all the excess and trim it up. And the idea is this little bit of lip here that's missing from here to here, I'm going to rebuild it with fiberglass. I don't know if it's genius or crazy, but sailors got to try something. Okay, I get that you guys are quite convinced that I'm crazy. Who does stuff like this? But you do whatever you have to do to make things work. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? So you can't really tell well, but since the metal is chipped off from here to here, and Josh tried to file it down for me, but that didn't work. What I've done is I've actually fiberglassed it, and I fiberglassed in the retaining wall so that the timing belt can't slip out. And I have to say, I'm kind of proud of myself. That's a job pretty well done, don't you think? That's practically good as freaking new. And the theory is that should hold my timing belt from being able to slip over. Or that's what I hope anyways. Good as new. I know, you all think I'm a little crazy repairing my engine with fiberglass to repair a crack in a pulley block that's shredding the timing belt. Like, how crazy is that? I agree with you. But guess what? It's working. Look for yourself. The repair seems to be working, but what I cannot tell is it still shredding? And if yes, how fast? That wild Captain Lexi, she's a fantastic mix of wild, crazy, brave, tough, and smart.